So many of us have trouble staying focused because our environments are cluttered, disorganized, and distracting. We're constantly bombarded by visual distractions like a messy room or an unorganized workspace. We're surrounded by auditory distractions from noise in the background or notifications popping up on our phones. And we're constantly interrupted by other people who want to talk to us or ask us to do things for them. This is not an ideal environment for trying to focus and be productive. In fact, when we're working in this kind of environment, our brains are constantly being pulled in different directions, making it difficult to concentrate on the task at hand. It's like trying to read a book while watching TV, listening to music, and having a conversation with someone else. It's just not possible to focus on any one thing when there are so many distractions around us. When we're constantly distracted, it takes a lot of effort to refocus ourselves on the task at hand. In fact, it can take up to 23 minutes to refocus on a task after a distraction. That means that if you're interrupted once every hour, you'll spend almost half of your day simply refocusing yourself. So what can we do to create an environment that supports our focus? The first step is to eliminate as many distractions as possible. This means getting rid of anything that competes for your attention while you're working. It also means putting your phone away on silent and closing any unnecessary tabs or windows on your computer. You may even want to consider using a website blocker to prevent yourself from getting sidetracked on social media or other websites that are not relevant to your work. It can be helpful to designate a specific area as your workspace so that your brain associates that space with work. This doesn't mean that you have to sit at your desk all day, but having a designated workspace can help you get into a state of mind that is conducive to focus. When it's time to work, go to your workspace and turn on the Do Not Disturb sign. This will send a signal to others that you need uninterrupted time to focus on your work. Another thing you can do is to set up your workspace in a way that minimizes distractions. This means keeping your desk clean and organized, having all of the materials you need within reach, and setting up your computer so that notifications are turned off. You may also want to consider using a noise-canceling headset or playing white noise in the background to block out distractions. Once you've eliminated as many distractions as possible, the next step is to train your brain to stay focused. One way to do this is to use a timer to set blocks of time in which you will work without interruption. Start with shorter blocks of time, such as 25-minute intervals, and gradually work your way up to longer blocks of time. During these blocks of time, make a conscious effort to ignore distractions and stay focused on the task at hand. If you find yourself getting distracted, gently redirect your attention back to the task at hand. Don't get frustrated with yourself or give up. Just keep practicing and your brain will eventually get better at staying focused. You can also train your brain to stay focused by practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is the ability to be present in the moment and pay attention to your thoughts and feelings without judgment. When you're focused on the present moment, you're less likely to be distracted by thoughts about the past or future. There are many different ways to practice mindfulness, but some simple examples include taking a few deep breaths, focusing on the sensation of your feet on the ground, or paying attention to the sounds around you. Another thing you can do to train your brain to stay focused is to get enough sleep, exercise, and take breaks. When you're well rested and have taken a break to clear your head, you're more likely to be able to focus when it's time to work. As you can see, creating an environment that supports focus takes some effort, but it's definitely worth it. When you're working in an environment that minimizes distractions and maximizes focus, you're able to get more work done in less time. You're also less stressed and more satisfied with your work. So if you're struggling to focus, take a look at your environment and see if there are any distractions that you can eliminate. Once you've created a distraction-free environment, train your brain to stay focused by setting blocks of time to work without interruption. Practicing mindfulness and getting enough sleep, exercise, and breaks. If you're still struggling to focus, don't give up. Keep practicing, and your brain will eventually get better at staying focused. Now, let me share with you my favorite productivity tools that I use to stay focused and get more work done in less time. The first tool is a physical to-do list. I like to write down everything I need to do each day so that I can visualize my tasks and check them off as I complete them. It's very satisfying to check off completed tasks, and it helps me stay motivated. In addition to a physical to-do list, I also use a digital calendar to schedule my tasks and set reminders. This helps me stay on top of my deadlines and ensures that I don't forget anything important. I also use a noise-canceling headset to block out distractions while I'm working. This is especially helpful when I'm in a busy environment like an office or coffee shop. The headset allows me to focus on my work without being distracted by the noise around me. In addition to eliminating distractions, I also like to have a comfortable workspace. I have an ergonomic chair and desk so that I can work for long periods of time without feeling discomfort. I also make sure that my workspace is well lit so that I don't strain my eyes. Finally, I take regular breaks to clear my head and recharge. I usually step away from my desk for 5 to 10 minutes every hour to stretch, walk around, or grab a coffee. Taking breaks helps me stay productive and prevents me from getting burned out. One way to ensure you get enough rest is by setting boundaries. Set boundaries with your work by setting specific times when you will stop working for the day. Avoid checking your email or taking work calls after hours unless it's an emergency. It can also help to set boundaries with your personal life. Make sure to schedule time for the things that are important to you, such as spending time with family and friends, exercising, and hobbies. This will help you avoid overworking and ensure that you have a balanced life. That said, it's also important to know when to push through. There will be times when you're feeling tired, but you have a deadline to meet. In these cases, it's important to push through the fatigue and get the work done. However, it's important to know the difference between being fatigued and being tired. Fatigue is a feeling of physical and mental exhaustion that can be caused by stress, overwork, or illness. Tiredness, on the other hand, is a normal and necessary part of the human experience. It's what allows our bodies and minds to rest and recharge so we can be productive during our waking hours. To find the right balance, it can be helpful to experiment and see what works best for you. Try setting boundaries and see how you feel after a week. If you're still feeling burnt out, try pushing through and seeing if that makes a difference. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide what level of rest and productivity works best for you. The most important thing is to listen to your body and take care of yourself. If you're feeling overwhelmed, take a break. If you're feeling tired but need to push through, do your best to focus on the task at hand. By taking care of yourself and listening to your body, you can find the right balance between rest and productivity. Eliminating distractions and training your brain to stay focused are two important steps to improving your concentration and productivity. By following the tips in this video, you can create an environment that supports focus and train your brain to stay focused. Remember to be patient with yourself and keep practicing, and you'll eventually get better at staying focused. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos on productivity and focus.
Thanks for watching.